about a little over 20 years ago, several of us who were starting to work in this field found that we didn't have any place to publish our work. It was too technical for the general science magazines, but it wasn't really sociology and it wasn't really anthropology. And so a couple of journals got started at that time. One was a journal that a colleague of mine, John Durant, started called Public Understanding of Science, and later I became the editor of that journal. A different journal which already existed, it was called Knowledge, began to start publishing in this area, and it eventually changed names and was called Science Communication. And then a few years later, a group in Italy started an online open access journal called the Journal of Science Communication. And so there's other journals now that are also publishing work in this area. It's really important for us to have that variety of different places to publish, partly because there's so much work. When we first started Public Understanding of Science, we published 4 times a year. Now they are publishing 8 times a year, as is the journal Science Communication. The online journal, Journal of Science Communication, it's confusing because their names are very close. They are not quite as scholarly. The work that gets published there is often perhaps people who are just begun to learn how to do research, or it's a very detailed special project that really might not make it into the big international journals. But because they are becoming well known, they're getting better work. And also because they are free, open access online, the things that are published there are much more accessible to people who are not part of a big institution, who can't afford to have a subscription to the main Public Understanding of Science journals from the big academic publishers. So I think it's really good that we have this mix of different kinds of publications.